In our English studies lesson today, we'll be looking at letter writing. Letter writing, and our focus will be on informal letter. But before we go into the learning objective for today, I want to celebrate as many of you that sent email. That means you did your assignment, and that means you're paying 100% attention. Good job, you. Now to the learning objective for today. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to improve your skills in writing informal letters. I take that again. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to improve your skills in writing informal letters. So many of you have been writing letters before now. You've been writing to your friends, and you've been writing to your mommy, your sisters, and everybody around you. But are you writing it the way it should be? That's what we're going to examine today as we introduce letter writing. What is letter writing? It is the exchange of written or printed messages. I take that again. Letter writing is the exchange of written or printed messages. You can see a sample of a letter there on the screen. Now, how many types of letters do we have? How many types of letters do we have? We have 3 types of letters. We have 3 types of letters. The first one is the formal letters, the semi-formal letters, and the informal letters. Don't forget, I said we're going to focus on informal letters today. Now, informal letters. What is an informal letter? It is a friendly letter or a personal letter written to people who are close to you, like your friends, your brothers, your sisters, parents, and other relatives. I take that again. An informal letter is a friendly letter or a personal letter written to people who are close to you, like your friends, your brothers, your sisters, your parents, and other relatives. Now, let's look at the components of informal letters. Components of informal letters. That is the things that you should look out for in an informal letter. The first thing to look out for is the address. Address. In an informal letter, there is only one address, and that is your own address at the right-hand corner, this side, at the right-hand corner of the paper. And the address could be straight or block form. The address could be straight or block form. Let's see. This is a sample of an address. This is my address. 5 Durotoye Street, 5 Durotoye Street, Agric Alaponle bus stop, Ikorodu Oga, Lagos State. And the last one will be date, June 5, 2014. 5 Durotoye Street, Agric Alaponle bus stop, Ikorodu Oga, Lagos State, June 5, 2014. Here you can see that this address is in block form. That means everything is on a straight line here. That is what I mean by the block form type of address. Let's go on. We can also have it in a slant form. We can also have the address in a slant form like this. Can you see? While we have that, the previous one on a straight line like this one is in a slant position. Is in a slant position. It is not on a straight line, the same address. This one is in a slant form, while this previous one is in a block form. It is straight. Out of the 2 types of addresses, the block one and the slant form. The most commonly used type of address now is the block or the straight form. That is the first one that we use, the block or the straight form. I believe you are with me. After the address, the next thing to look out for is the date. The date comes after your own address and does not necessarily need to be in full. It could be in any of the following formats. You can see the format we used for the previous addresses that we have, the previous dates that we've written on the addresses. Now let's see the format for the dates now. Can you see? We have this 2nd June, 2020. Another one, 2nd June, without writing the June in full, 2020. June 2, 2020. Or 02/06/2020. You can use any of the dates here when writing your address. The next thing is the salutation. The salutation. In salutation, the first letter of dear, when you want to start and you want to say dear Bola, dear Ibrahim, dear Deji, the dear should start with a capital D. It should start with a capital D. And the name or relationship to you should begin with capital letter. Dear Bola, you have capital letter D and capital letter B when writing Bola. Then you can use any of the following. Dear Fumi, capital letter D, capital letter F. Dear Bayo, dear Sister Morenike, dear Mother. If you are writing to a friend, avoid writing dear friend. The reason is it is an informal letter. You are supposed to know the person's name, so you don't need to say dear friend. Mention the name of the person. Dear Bola, dear Toby, dear Fumi. Then we move to the body of the letter. The body of the letter. The tone should be conversational. The person you are talking to or the person you are writing to, you have a relationship with the person, a close relationship. So the tone of your letter or the body should be conversational. You should sound very friendly. You can also use slangs. You can also shorten your words. You want to write cannot. You can shorten it to can't. You want to write will not. You can shorten it to won't. You can use nicknames. You can use appellations. And you can use words that shows familiarity. Then the last part is the ending. The ending. You can end an informal letter with the following. You can end an informal letter with the following. Yours sincerely, with a comma. Love. Yours ever. Yours. Best wishes. Your best friend. After that, you can write your first name, your pet name, because the receiver is supposed to know you. You can decide to write, after yours, Fumi, or maybe I am known as Sugar Girl. I write Sugar Girl. That's the pet name that you know me to bear. Then, or any other pet name, because the receiver knows you very well. And it should be at the bottom right side. After yours or yours sincerely, your name or your pet name comes at the bottom right side. Now to the summary of all we've been discussing. The address. Don't forget to say there is just one address. and that is your own address. And where is it located? At the right-hand corner of the paper, followed by the date. The date comes after your own address and does not necessarily need to be in full. It could be in any of the formats that I've told you before. After that, salutation. Salutation, the first letter we said, dear, should be written, begin with capital letter D, and the name with a capital letter, followed by the body, in which we said the tone should be friendly, it should be conversational. You can abbreviate, you can use your nicknames. Then the ending, you can end it in an informal way, or you can end it by saying yours sincerely, yours ever, best wishes, your best friend, and so on and so forth. I believe you are enjoying the class, and I believe by now you should be able to write informal letter. Now it's activity time. Now do this. How many address or addresses does an informal letter have? How many address or addresses does an informal letter have? The second question, in an informal letter, where does the writer write his address? What side? What side of the paper will the writer write his address? Then the third question, write any two ways by which you can end your letter in informal letter. You have just 1 minute to do that, and your time starts now. Eyes on me. Now to the answer. How many address or addresses does an informal letter have? The answer is just one address. Did you get that? Well done. In informal letter, where does the writer write his address? In the top right corner. I believe you wrote that too. I'm proud of you. The last question, write any two ways you can end your letter in informal letter. Yours sincerely, your best friend, yours, best wishes, and so on and so forth. If you are able to write any two of the ones we have said, then you deserve to be celebrated with a chair. Your homework now. For your assignment, you are to write a letter to your father, telling him how you keep yourself busy with the classroom in your home program. I take that question again. Write a letter to your father, telling him how you keep yourself busy with the classroom in your home program. Make sure you do your assignments. Make sure you write the letter following all the guidelines you've been given. We've come to the end of the English Studies lesson. Let me now hand you over to the mathematician, Uncle Agbaje, for the mathematics class. Well done, children.